Red Beer Podcast is brought to you by these cool dudes.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Tony from the Red Beer Podcast. Guys, it's Friday. You're hanging out with us. It's a friggin' awesome day over here because it's Friday, and I know you guys are having a good time, too. And I got my boy with me. What's going on, dude?
It's Cooley. What up?
Yeah. So, guys, we got some cool stuff to talk about, and I just want to jump into American Gods. Cooley, are you watching American Gods? I know you are.
We talked about this shit, and you challenged me on whether or not it was the best thing on television. And I know that you've actually, watched a few episodes, and I want your take on it now.
Yeah, man. So I will say this. American Gods is a pretty damn good show. It is very, very different than anything that is on TV. And I'm stealing those quotes from you because there really is no other way to explain it. Like, if you watch American Gods, it kind of reminded me of like a 300S type movie. Especially when in the first episode, going to give some spoilers away here, but, people are getting their throats cut open, their arms chopped off, their bodies cut in half, and, the blood looks very realistic where it looks kind of comic book-esque where it's coming out in slow motion, and you see these people like in pain getting split in half. It's very graphic, but they can do it on TV because it's actually something that you can only get if you subscribe to Stars. So it's a premium channel. So it's not like you can tune into this on AMC.
Dude, this girl's vag ate a dude. Like,
yeah, it was weird, man. Like,
you had that can only be on Stars or HBO or something like that. Like, I mean, like, you can't that shit. You can't watch that shit on NBC. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen
tonight on NBC Nightly News. No, I honestly didn't know what the hell was going on when that was happening. I knew something was going to happen because, she brings this guy into a room and she's just like making him say all this weird shit. But then he starts saying things that I don't think he would have normally known how to say unless he said, like, I worship you. Because he started talking, like, saying just very weird things. But, yeah, it kind of was – that scene specifically was probably the most disturbing scene in the first episode. Because I didn't expect it to go that way. I thought maybe she was going to murder this guy or turn into a monster, but I didn't think he was going to, like, turn into a miniature version of himself and get swallowed by her vag. So I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I showed Becca that scene. I was like, yo, I need you to watch something because I just wanted to see her reaction. So, like, as it happened, she goes, what the fuck? And I go, I did not see this shit coming at all. But
dude, and then like episode 2, they show him like floating through the cosmos, like in her vag is the cosmos.
That's what I don't understand, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, is the guy dead? Is he still alive? Is he just like floating in like vagness? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, it's very weird.
Yeah, no, I think he's alive. I just think his life force is like being used to sustain her and make her younger and shit,
Yeah, but see, that's the point, and I was talking to somebody at work about that. It doesn't look like she got younger. She looks exactly the same, bro. Like, after the first time she did that to that first guy, she looks in the mirror, and it looked like she might have gotten a little bit more youthful, but, like, also didn't at the same time. Like, I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't, like, an obvious change in her like, physicality where I was like, oh, she got younger. So I don't, and dude, it looks like she does this on the reg. So, because they went through like a montage of like her vag eating like 10 people, and there's like girls, guys, it didn't matter, but she looks exactly the same as she did it the first time. So, what's the deal with that?
I don't know, but Orlando Jones had a pretty cool monologue at the beginning of the second episode too that I really loved.
Yeah, no, that was pretty awesome. I like the fact that his monologue was basically just like, you're a black male going into the world. You're fucked. Like, and he goes into like this whole thing.
It's like 100 years now, you're fucked. 100 years after that, fucked.
I will say this, that his his I guess there was a, like the analysis of the episode after they talked about how they didn't like think of him actually playing the character like that, and he came in with this idea of what he wanted the voice to sound like, and he did it, and they kept it because they thought that it worked really well. I thought it was a cool character. It was just like this random. It kind of reminded me of like a guy that works at like a carny. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy that works at like a carnival. Just kind of like goofy, but also at the same time making some valid points, I guess, in some ways. He's awesome, man. I think Orlando Jones is going to do better and do great things in the show. I don't even know if that's the only time we're going to see him. I would assume probably not, right?
No, I mean, I think they're basically introducing all of the gods separately, and I think they'll expand on them as the show goes on. We only get 8 episodes in the first season, but they've already renewed for a second, and I'm pretty sure there's a planned third season where they're basically splitting the novel into 3 sections.
Okay.
And kind of embellishing on a bunch of stuff in those 3 sections to fill out the season. So it should be really good. And then I think there's going to be like some spin-off series and stuff like that eventually. But this series is actually prompting the author to go ahead and write a second novel in the series. So in the book series. So we're going to get an American Gods 2. Which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah. One of the other things that I actually noticed too was there's a character in there called Mad Sweeney, played by Pablo Schreiber. I didn't know who the guy was at first. I knew I recognized him, and then I actually had to pay a little bit more attention. But if any of you guys watch Orange is the New Black, he actually plays like Pornstache, kind of like the security guard with like the mustache.
Oh, you're talking about the Leprechaun?
Yeah, Mad Sweeney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I recognized him at first, but then it hit me that he was the same dude from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And he's killing it, man. He's actually got like a really cool character. He's got like this Irish accent. He does all these really cool tricks with coins. So I don't know. I really like the aspect of his character. He's like a tough guy, kind of like rough around the edges, somebody that you wouldn't want to fuck with in a bar. He's like this dude that I picture like in an Irish bar that drinks a lot of Guinness, that if you piss him off the wrong way, he's going to beat the shit out of you. He's been in a lot of fights over the years, like just a rough around the edges, rugged dude. And I really kind of like his character. So I'm interested to see exactly where that goes. Cause he's a good actor, man. I haven't seen him in anything else except Orange is the New Black. So he's doing a good job in this show so far. Putting that aside, I did check out the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. There are 2 trailers that you sent me, man. There was the domestic trailer and the international trailer, which I thought both were awesome in their own ways. What did you think of the domestic trailer?
Well, I see, and this is so a lot of people I think this is gonna actually put me in a little bit of a different light for some people. Shine a different kind of light on me, because everybody thinks that I hate on DC and I hate on like anything that's not Marvel. I'm looking at this trailer and I really liked the character pieces and stuff like that, but I feel like they're doing too much with the suit.
Okay.
I feel like there's just too much going on with it, and Spider-Man is like, there's 2 parts of Spider-Man. Spider-Man has his powers and abilities. So he's already got the speed, agility, and strength in proportionate strength of a spider. He's got the ability to climb walls. He's super intelligent. He's genius level intelligence. So he designed his own web shooters. He created his costume, so on and so forth. But in this, like, Tony Stark gives him the costume, which we saw in Civil War, which was great because that actually fit in with the Civil War storyline. But now we're kind of getting into, the development and the origins. Well, it's not really his origin, but we're getting into the development of Peter Parker. And I don't think we're seeing enough of his genius level intelligence here. And and then at the same time, like having all the like the AI in the suit and like all these little things that like, pop off the suit, like the drone that comes out of his chest, and like that weird like pulsing like light that goes up and down his suit when it boots up, and he's just like, whoa, like it just seems like everything that he does is like, whoa, that was awesome, and it's like that he's a kid and like he's got that sense of awe and shock, but like it's like I want it to be dial it back just a little bit, and let the suit the suit shouldn't take precedence over his abilities and his powers. And I think the cool thing about that, though, and I gotta kind of like contradict myself a little bit, is that I've seen the other trailer where Tony Stark takes the suit back and says you can't have the suit anymore, and he's like, oh well, I'm nothing without the suit, and then like Tony Stark gives him that little lesson like, oh well, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't be doing this or whatever. Right. And so I think he learns how to, I think it shows him using his powers and abilities and his brain and like his own, like he makes his own way without the suit. And I hope that that's something that happens throughout most of the movie, instead of, I hope the suit is like just the beginning and the rest of the movie is him learning how to use his abilities like to the fullest.
Yeah,
and that's what I got out of that trailer. I'm sorry, I just like fucking went on a huge rant.
No, man. I mean, I think they're all awesome points. For me, I didn't have as big of an issue with it when I watched the trailer. I thought, like, when I first saw the suit boot up and saw like that blue light go over him and kind of like almost like activate it, I was kind of surprised by it, but it also didn't bother me. Like I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when they went in and you could see almost like his first person view of what he sees when he puts on the suit, and you can see everything. It's very Iron Man-esque, very, and he kind of had like a voice, not like Jarvis, but another British person come on and go, oh, hello, good morning, Peter, and like that was like the suit turning on. I was like, like I thought it was cool. But then it said you have like 5,600 web combinations. I'm like, that fucking shit was confusing to me. Never mind being able to figure out which combination to use in a life and death situation. So I was just like, I feel like that's something that Spider-Man should just instinctively know how to do. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Iron Man has Jarvis and Spider-Man should not. But I did like kind of the cool techie things to the suit. Like I thought they were cool, but I mean, the more technology controls the suit, the more likely you are to have problems with it if something breaks down. Like if something breaks down in his suit, is the whole thing going to fall apart? Is it not going to be able to do the same things that it usually is able to do? Whereas I think Spider-Man as a character was always able to kind of just throw on the suit and go. Like he didn't need any form of AI to actually use his suit. So it worked for me, but I also did question it. But then again, like I also didn't have a problem with it. Like I flip-flopped with it through the whole trailer. I do think the drone thing, like coming out of his chest, was a little stupid. Like to be honest with you, I was like, all right, well that's not Spider-Man. Like that's not Spider-Man at all. So I thought that was a little dumb. But I mean, I just think the movie as a whole from the trailers does look like it's going to be a great movie. Like it's going to be a fun movie. I really like Tom Holland's take on Spider-Man, and I've said that before. He's just got a very childlike sense to him, and I know that you kind of didn't really like the whole, like every 2 minutes, he's like, whoa, oh my God, whoa, cool. But it's like, I kind of like that he does that because even though he is smart, I feel like he still gets excited like a kid about this stuff, and he's a kid, So there is the kind of like that kid side to him that we kind of get. Even though he's doing these really crazy superhero things, we're constantly reminded that he is very kid-like still.
But he says this in the trailer. He's a kid that can stop a bus with his bare hands.
Well, yeah, but I think But the fact that he says that also, I think, proves that he still doesn't understand it yet. Like yeah, you're a kid that can stop a bus with your bare hands, but it doesn't mean that you go out there and do it to show off. Like he's got to be doing it at the right times, and I feel like that's what Tony Stark's trying to do. He's trying to guide him so he doesn't go out there and become reckless, and And his friend, I forgot his name. The character's, what's his friend's name?
So his name in the comics is Ganke. In the movie, it's Ned.
Yeah, but so Ned says to him, he's like, he treats me like a kid, and Ned says, but you are a kid. And he's like, yeah, but I'm a kid who can stop a bus with my bare hands. But it's like Ned's got a better grasp of the concept than I think Spider-Man does. You know, like, yeah, you are a kid. You have these abilities, but also work with somebody who knows when and when not to use those abilities. And that's what Tony Stark's trying to do. And I like that I like the fact that he takes the suit away like it's a freaking Xbox. Like, we're taking your Xbox away until you behave. You know, like that shows us that he's still a kid, that he's still not in control. You know, that he has these powers, but also with great power comes great responsibility. Like, use them responsibly. So
it's like, you know what's funny to me though? I have to get back on this just for a second, just because I just said that his name is Ganke in the comics, but in the movie it's Ned. And it's reminded me of, like, there was an episode, I don't know if you've ever watched Fresh Off the Boat, but it's such a funny show, man. But through the whole episode explained why Asian Americans adopt an American name. Yeah. It's because Americans just don't get it. Like, they don't. It's like, because every time they say their real name, Americans like either mispronounce it or they ask them to repeat it several times, or they just don't get it and they just call them whatever they want anyway. And so I think I equate this to that. I equate this whole situation of renaming this character to that. And it's kind of funny to me because I've seen that episode, and plus we've worked with the public, and I know that you've seen it several times where a guy's like, oh, my name's John, and it's just like, that's not your name because it's not what you have on your license here. What's your real name? How do you say it? Like, don't treat me like I'm dumb. I can understand. Right?
My name's totally John, but I was born as Nightwolf. So,
right.
But
whatever,
no, I know what
right?
you mean.
Like, I mean, just give me your name. I can fathom. I can get it. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, stop play. I hate that here we have that stigma as Americans that we're so dumb that we're able to get it. And I think Sony/Marvel is just playing into that and perpetuating it by changing this character and giving this character a totally different character's name, because Ned Leeds is a character in the comics, but he's a totally different character. It's not this kid.
Right. I don't know.
It's just funny to me. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
No, it is funny because when you say that, like, oh, it's not Ganke, it's Ned. It's like a big difference. It's not even close. So, but overall, man, trailer looks awesome. The international trailer I liked just because it showed me more of Michael Keaton, which I'm a big fan of. But I also think I preferred the domestic trailer a little bit more. I don't know. There's something about it. I didn't really care for the extra Michael Keaton stuff. I feel like some of his stuff should be kept in the dark until we actually see the film. And that's the problem I feel right now with a lot of movies, is that sometimes they give too much away in the trailer, where we're not left. Our curiosity doesn't become like a thing anymore. You know, it's like we go into it knowing, like, expecting to see different things that we've seen in the trailer, or knowing that things are going to come because we've seen them in the trailer and they haven't happened yet. And I feel like the international trailer kind of did that for me a little bit. I kind of actually wished I hadn't seen some things, but I don't know. I mean, I think I liked the domestic. It gave me a little bit more of a glimpse of what, you know, the character is going to be, the villain's going to be able to do, like, you know, flying down and picking him up and stuff. But I don't know. Like, I'll watch Michael Keaton anytime, but I just wouldn't have seen some things. But other than that, you guys can check out the trailers to know what I'm talking about. I think we're talking enough about Spider-Man. I don't want to really go on anymore. I want you guys to check the stuff out. Dude, I want to talk about Injustice quickly because you actually picked up Injustice, and I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but I'm going to pick it up today. First thoughts, man. What do you think about the game?
Dude, it's dope. The game is dope. There is a ridiculous amount of characters. You know, as a purchaser of the Ultimate Edition, I got like 3 additional skins that completely convert the characters into completely different characters. So like as the Flash, I get the Reverse Flash, and he has like his own intro with his own dialogue and everything. As Supergirl, I can play as Power Girl, which is it's an alternate reality version of her, but she also has different dialogue. And the same with
That's cool. She got
Green
different
Lantern,
dialogue?
I get to play as John Stewart.
That's cool.
Yeah, they all have different dialogue.
It's actually kind of like what they did with Mortal Kombat. Obviously same company, NetherRealm Studios, but anytime you play one character against another, their intro lines change depending on who they're playing. So I like that they're doing that. It adds really different sides to the characters.
And the story is better than any DC movie I've ever watched. So
Word.
Like the story mode, they should just hire these guys to write the next DC film because they're killing it. The first Injustice game was out of this world as far as story goes. This one picks up where that left off. Brainiac is the villain. And he is friggin' insane. He's really tough as a boss. Darkseid is a character in the game because that's the other character that I got from the Ultimate Edition. But he's not in the story, so that was kind of weird to me. I thought he was going to actually be part of the story, but he wasn't. There's a character named Atrocitus who is a Red Lantern, who I think is going to probably be your favorite because he has a cat that flies around next to him.
I love how funny. Right away that's my character because he has a cat.
Because he has a cat.
Yeah. So, hey, what's going on? There's a cat next to him. Meow. So that's Tony.
And you can sick the cat on people, and it scratches the shit out of them. It's pretty.
Dude, I'm totally gonna play that character.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's dope, man. And there's so much going on because you have the story mode, and then you have multiverse mode, which is infinitely every single day is something different to play. There's a different tower, there's a different challenge, there's a different set of things that you have to do, jump 7 times in a match and win, or different things like that, kind of like in Mortal Kombat with the living towers.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same kind of idea, except they use the multiverse, and multiverse is taking that concept from the comics where there's an infinite amount of Earths, and using that in the game in this way was fucking brilliant. You get different pieces of gear and equipment that you can hook up to your character that makes them look completely different every time you add a piece of gear. You can change the color. You have different shaders, they call them, so you can change the colors of your character. And with the Green Lantern, it's really cool because it changes the color of his energy as well. So the Green Lantern is part of a universal core of, or not, a universal army of light wielding characters. So there's an emotional spectrum that they draw from. So there's the spectrum of love, which is a pinkish violet color. There's the spectrum of compassion, which is just purple or indigo. There's blue, which is hope. There's red, which is rage. Orange, which is avarice or greed. Green, which is willpower. White, which is life, and black, which is death. And you can make the Green Lantern any one of these spectrum of colors, and he wields that energy, which is really cool.
That's awesome, man. I liked it with the bringing about or creating of new games. They're adding all these different aspects to gaming. It's not just pick a character and that's it. You can now customize your character and make them something that you actually really want to play with. Where before it was I'm going to pick Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero, that's who you got, and that's it. Now you can actually add to him and make him a cooler character and add different aspects to him. So I really like the fact that you can do that with characters in this game. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's so many different combinations that it's very unlikely that I would play you online. And even if we chose the same character, it's very unlikely that they would look the same or fight the same. Yeah,
no, I agree, man. They did that a lot in with Mortal Kombat. You could do different things. They started to get more skins, and every time I played somebody online, sometimes I played a Predator against a Predator, and the Predator would look completely different. So I was starting to notice that you can really start to take advantage of making characters, customizable. I thought that was awesome. But I'm psyched to pick this game up, man, because I've been hearing, like you said, nothing good things about the storyline. I thought story mode sounds badass. Your favorite character from what you told me was Darkseid. So he kind of just bitch slaps people all the time and walks with his hands behind his back. So
everything is done with his hands behind his back unless he's punching you or slapping
man,
you.
I think that's cool. I'm pumped, man. I can't wait to play this today. I'm really it's a day off. I get the next 2 days off, man. So I'm gonna be able to kind of really dive into this game and have some fun with it, and then we can really talk about likes and dislikes next week. But
we're gonna have eventually, and guys, we're gonna have to Twitch stream.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have to do
that just to show you guys what's up.
Yeah, definitely. You've had a little bit more time to play, man, so you got no excuse when I start to dominate you in this game.
Dude, like, all you play is more, man.
Yeah, but I also remember, like, a long time ago, man, when we played the first Injustice at your house and I destroyed you.
Because all you play is Mortal Kombat.
I play other games too, man, but I'm very quick with learning fighting game moves. I'm good at it, man. I'm not, like, tournament good, but... So, like, I'm not going to be like, I'm so good, because if I play anybody who's in a tournament, I'm going to stay in the air the whole time and get kicked around.
No, you would probably win in a tournament, man.
No, I wouldn't, bro.
If you put your mind to it, you would do that, because, like, dude, that's all you fucking play.
You make it like I sit in my house with a bag of Funyuns and Coke and fucking play Mortal Kombat.
No, but when you do sit down at your game system to fire up the Xbox, it's either Mortal Kombat or Assassin's Creed.
Or Alien Isolation. Or Injustice.
How many times did you play Alien Isolation? How far did you get in that?
I got halfway, bro, and then I got distracted because I had to play something.
Because you had to put Mortal Kombat back in?
Oh, it's a good game. I got to put in Mortal Kombat. No, dude, I didn't actually put in Mortal Kombat. I forgot what happened, dude, but I think it was like I got mad. It was around Christmas time, bro. I fucking like had so much shit to do, and then I just like forgot about it.
Have you played Mortal Kombat since then?
Since when?
Since Christmas?
Yeah, bro. I played Assassin's Creed, but like I played.
My point, though.
No, I know, dude. I actually did, but dude, do you know the only time I play Mortal Kombat is actually when like Jim Kelly's here? Like, I don't fucking pull out Mortal Kombat on my. I don't feel like that game is fun when you're not playing against somebody. Like, and I know you can go like online now and play, but I like actually talking shit to like one of my friends. Like when Jim's here, I talk so much shit to him while we play, and that's the fun for me. So
right.
I mean, but like learning the moves, like while nobody's around, like, yeah, it's kind of fun, but it's not. I don't know. I kind of actually like practicing a little bit, but I mean, I get bored with that pretty quick, man. So whatever. It's just about having the time
Injustice,
for it.
you'll definitely be able to like get into it and practice and do, just because like the multiverse is so well done and there's so many different things that you can do, and like you can play against other people, and as long as you have just get a headset, man. You got to get a good headset.
I do have a headset. I actually, dude, you know how I won my headset? I went to Taco Bell, and I swear to Christ, this happened, dude.
One of the big boxes?
Yeah, bro. I never win shit. I literally wouldn't, dude, this never happens. I got fucking Taco Bell one day. I was like, I'm just going to get Taco Bell. And then they gave me the cup, and on the side of the cup, it's like, enter to win. And I entered, and then like 2 days later, I got an email, and it was like, you won fucking big. And I thought it was going to be like a free burrito or some shit. They showed me the fucking professional headset. And they're like, if you want to claim your prize, I'm like, yeah, this still is bullshit. I'm going to have to pay for the shipping and handling of some crap. They literally charged me for nothing. It got sent to my house like a month later. I forgot I even won it. And it's a legit professional headset that I won from fucking buying a $6 gordita at Taco Bell. Word, right? I'll have to show it to you next time you come over, man. It's cool. Now let's just take a second to hear a little bit about our sponsor. Supply and demand investing. Guys, not all investments are created equal. Did you know growth stocks devote most of their revenue in trying to expand or grow the company and offer investors little to no dividend payout?
Sounds like fucking bullshit.
Right? But value stocks split their revenue between trying to expand or grow the company and give their buyers dividend payouts.
That sounds better.
But the question is, which of these two means of investing do you think has performed better over the past 10 years? Well, to find out, go to supplyanddemandinvesting.com/redbeard. That's us, guys. Go to supplyanddemandinvesting.com/redbeard. Supply and demand investing helps compare investments in the hopes of delivering better than average results, whether they be long-term, short-term, or just something in the middle. And remember, like any good sports team,
like the New York Football Giants.
Yeah. When it comes to investing, there are times to play offense by investing in things like the S&P 500 and times to play defense by investing in things like bonds, CDs, or cash. So I say, go Patriots!
Yeah, but if we're talking defense, it's the New York Football Giants all day.
Yeah, but it's the Pats because they won last year. One thing I do want to mention, sad note, Roger Moore, who played James Bond, we found out did pass away yesterday. So anybody that is a big 007 fan should take a moment and just kind of, silence for Roger Moore because he was probably one of the best James Bonds ever. And he had a really full life. From what I was reading, I think it was 89 that he died. So he had a really full life. But unfortunately, cancer was kind of the culprit in this situation, and he passed away. So, just wanted to kind of pour out a martini for shaken, not stirred for Roger Moore because he was a good 007. I'm not sure if you're a big 007 fan, man.
I'm not. But, I mean, I like the Pierce Brosnan era.
Yeah, I think Pierce Brosnan was probably my second favorite James Bond. It actually goes Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, Roger Moore. Those are my actually favorite James Bonds. I don't know. I'm not a huge James Bond fan, but I got really into it at one point because my dad's a big 007 fan.
Yeah, I like Roger Craig too. Not Roger Craig. What's his name?
Daniel Craig. Yeah, Daniel Craig's actually a really good one too. He's more like modernized James Bond though. I feel like he's still definitely a good James Bond, but when I think of James Bond, I actually, for some reason, always go back to the classics, like the older James Bond. You know what I mean? I think those are the guys who started it.
Idris Elba, hopefully.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of people were pissed at Roger Moore about a year or two ago because he actually kind of like made a statement about how he doesn't think that Idris Elba should be the next James Bond. People were calling him a racist, saying that because he said that he goes, yeah, I don't understand how Idris Elba would be able to be a spy in England. He's like being an African American, like he just didn't think that it made sense. And I understand what he was saying, like what he was British. Trying to say, but he said it the wrong way.
But Idris Elba's British, not African American.
No, I know that, but that's not. But the reason why people actually said he was racist was because of that. Like he actually is British, so he technically could be James Bond. But Roger Moore was disagreeing with it because he brought in the color factor, and that's what a lot of people called him racist for. So I don't know, man. But either way, I just wanted to take a minute to kind of acknowledge that because I thought that was a pretty big moment yesterday. We were at work and Bruce had kind of brought it up and we were talking and I just stopped for a minute and I was like, that sucks. Yeah. Also, another death that happened that I just want to bring up was you knew a little bit more about this than I did, man, but Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide.
Yeah, she was 20 years old, committed suicide, and apparently it was a while ago. This isn't something that suddenly happened, but Zack Snyder actually kind of, just put all his time and energy into, directing and into his projects because he was, I guess, like just, taking his mind off of it, like he's like, just put more effort into that. And then, that would kind of take away the pain a little bit. But he said he recently just to the realization that his family is not handling it well, and he's not really handling it well. So he had to step away in order to, take the time to actually grieve and process everything. And he's, doing some stuff for like suicide awareness and suicide prevention, and really putting some effort into that to try and cope with the situation. In the meantime, Joss Whedon is going to take over for, the final pieces of putting together the Justice League film. I'm not sure if this is going to be a permanent shift where Whedon is going to take over and do, the rest of the Justice League films. But I guess it all depends on how long it takes for Zack Snyder to get through what he's going through. And I guess, it's fair to, not rush him with that. And as much as I feel bad for the dude, I am a huge Joss Whedon fan. So I think, hey, if he does get a shot at doing the rest of the Justice League films, can't really be mad at that.
He actually made a statement, which I thought was pretty cool to kind of show you where his head's at. He said, here's the thing. I never planned to make this public. I thought it would just be in the family, a private matter, our private sorrow that we would deal with. I want the movie to be amazing, and I'm a fan, but that all pales pretty quickly in comparison. I know the fans are going to be worried about the movie, but there are 7 other kids that need me. In the end, it's just a movie. It's a great movie, but it's just a movie. So I like the fact that he's really, stepping away from a really big project to actually take time with his family, which and obviously is more important. So I got to respect him for that, and it is just a movie. So I don't know, man. I prayers and thoughts to his family, because I think that's got to be something horrible to deal with as a parent, to see one of your children commit suicide. And I don't think that they have released any information as to why they think she might have done it. So, but that's horrible, man. That sucks.
For sure, man. Alien Covenant's out. We've been hearing a lot of good things about it. Neither one of us has had a chance to see it.
Dude, I'm pissed, man. I wish I've seen it already.
But there's some mixed reviews, man. Like some people are saying it was bad. Some people are saying it was great.
All right, here's the deal with Alien Covenant. I think if you are not an Alien fan, a huge fan of the Alien franchise, then you're probably not going to like it. You'll probably be like, it's whatever. But if you are a big Alien fan, then you're probably going to really enjoy it. Because I've talked to 2 sets of people that say it sucked, and I say, hey, are you a big fan of the Alien franchise? I've watched the movies. They're okay. Okay, and they think the movie sucked. And and everybody that I've talked to that said that it was good is a big fan of the Alien franchise. So I feel like there are a lot of things that people are expecting out of this movie, like a lot of death and all this other shit. I'm not necessarily looking for that, man. I'm not looking for a ton of action either. I'm looking for connections. Like, I'm looking for answers to be answered, and I think that's what's going to happen.
John Stogner, you mentioned as one of the big Alien fans, right?
Yeah.
I asked him myself, I was like, hey, I heard you saw Aliens. What did you think? His response was, I enjoyed it. Right. And that's not the response I want from somebody who's like a big fan of a franchise. Like, when you asked me what I thought about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I'm like, dude, it was fucking better than the first. Right.
Right.
And I get into I get super animated and I get excited and I get, pumped. This dude was just like, I enjoyed it.
Well, that's the thing, man. I asked
him. It's not a ringing endorsement.
Right. I can definitely agree with you on that. It doesn't sound like over enthusiastic, but at the same time, I asked him, I said, what do you give it out of a 1 out of a 10? And he said like a 7, which isn't great. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I can't really speak to it because I haven't seen it myself. Like, I'm going with Don on Friday to see it, and then I'll be able to kind of give my review about it. There's so much shit on YouTube right now, dude, trying to actually explain what happened to Dr. Shaw and how that makes sense and all this other bullshit. And I am so making sure, and dude, it's so fucking hard for me not to click on this shit because I want to actually find out. But I can't, man. I can't actually watch this shit because I want to go in and have the experience that, the director wants me to have. And I don't want to fuck that up. John Stogner did say that he thought Michael Fassbender did a great job in this movie, which is to be expected, dude, because he's phenomenal. He's playing two characters, David and Walter, which are both David's like the AI that we knew in the last movie, Prometheus, and Walter is like the new advanced AI as Alien Covenant takes place 10 years later after Prometheus. So I don't know, man. I have no idea. I can't speak to it, haven't seen it, but I've heard 50-50 pretty much on this movie. I'm hoping that it's good. I really am. If it's not, it is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? So if it sucks, man, but I got to see it to formulate my own opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man.
Are you going to go see it?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I don't think I can make it with you guys because I have to work 11 to 8 on Friday.
Right.
And then I'm working at Trinity.
Doing your bouncing thing?
Doing the bouncing thing.
Yeah, so I will give you guys my review on Alien Covenant next week. But until then, man, Cooley, I'm good, man. Are you good? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Next week, definitely want to talk about the fact that I'm going to go see a medium.
Yes. When are you going to see that?
That'll be a topic for next week, though.
Well, all right, but when are you going to see her? Just tell me.
It's going to be June 20. I think it's June 21st.
June 21st. Oh, my God. Next episode's going to be fun. All right. Well, if you guys want to hear more about that, check it out next week. Once again, we are going to be checking out the Kineticon up in Foxwoods Resort. So stay tuned for stuff on that. We'll give you guys more information as it develops. And we're also, the usual New York Comic-Con and Rhode Island Comic-Con to come later this year. So we'll keep you posted on all that. Other than that, we'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.